Let's go next to our caller from the 724 area code. Who's calling today from 724?
Hello, David.
Yeah, who's this?
This is Carlo from PA's 16th district.
Love it.
Here we have a terrible congressman. His name is Mike Kelly,
Right.
and I feel like people really underestimate the importance of local elections. I think people focus way too much on like who's going to be the president, but people don't really see the importance and the value of people who are representing, their local communities.
I think that you are right in that people tend to, particularly in the space of political hobbyism and infotainment, people tend to spend a lot more time following political issues that may never affect them directly or will only affect them directly in limited ways while ignoring the local issues. And I by no means am suggesting anybody ignore who is their senator or who is the president, but I think the right advice is understand that your day to day is going to be affected by your city councilor, if you have a city councilor, the mayor of wherever you live, et cetera. And we want to make sure that people understand that. And Republicans do understand this. That's the crazy thing. They don't necessarily make a big deal out of promoting it. They very quietly take over school boards and city councils, and they get it. And we need to get it as well.
Right. And here, it's a pretty conservative area, but we do have someone who is running against Mike Kelly. Her name is Christy Gnibus. That's Gnibus. And I'm just here to reach out to people, your audience, that, get her name out there. Please donate to her campaign, because here, Mike Kelly has a horrible track record, horrible voting record. He voted against every healthcare bill during this pandemic, he voted against. And he voted against the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act as well, which just unacceptable. His voting record, he's voted alongside Trump consistently. So the plan is to get rid of him. So I would just like to get Christie's name out there.
All right. Well, people should. I am not familiar with her, but I will look into it, and I appreciate you bringing it up.
Right. PA 16th district. Thank you, David.
All right.
Fan on the
Thank
show,
you.
by the way.
Appreciate the phone call. Thank you so much. Yes, many, many races to get involved in. Let's go to our caller from the 407 area code. Who's calling today from 407?
Would that be me, Mr. Pakman?
Yes, who's this?
My name's Liam. I'm calling from Florida 7.
Love it.
Anyways, I had a my specific question. I feel a lot of my discussions with more right-leaning people, or just maybe even center or even center-left, they have a specific sort of commitment to capitalism because they sort of, have a conflation with markets. For whatever reason, they associate the idea of capitalism equaling markets when they're not necessarily the same thing. Do you feel like that's a big reason as to why people are so adamant in your own interactions with right-wingers as to why they don't want to change that sort of market system?
In other words, that people might like markets and they mistakenly believe that only in capitalism do markets exist, and thus they think they need to support capitalism when you could, for example, support something like market socialism.
Exactly, because I would be.
I think that there's no doubt that the average person probably is not super informed about a concept like market socialism. I actually do think that most people, if presented with the basic framework of market socialism, which would be socialized ownership, but markets still exist. I think a lot of people may not know about it, but if they did, they still wouldn't be for it. But I think that we would only know that if people were aware of it, and many people are not. So I don't think your comment is without merit.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's really the only question I had. Thank you for your time, Mr. Pakman.
All right. Thank you. And please call me David. We don't need to be so formal on this program.